Call this meeting to order. Roll call, please.
Mr. Merriman.
Here.
Mr. Mattern.
Here.
Dr. Scarpone.
Present.
Fiscal officer is absent. Solicitor Mr. Lynn.
Present.
Mayor Mike Petrella.
Present.
Administrator Mr. Kasegi.
Present.
Mr. DiStefano.
Here.
Mr. Spence here. Mrs. Dameron.
Here.
Will everyone please stand for a moment of silence in the pledge? Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Since the fiscal officer is out, can I get a motion to appoint Randy Spence as administrator and/or clerk for this meeting?
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Merriman.
You all right? Yay.
Mr. Mattern.
Yay.
Dr. Scarpone.
Yay.
Mr. DiStefano.
Yay.
Mr. Spence. Yay. Mrs. Dameron.
Yay.
Do you need a minute?
Good to go? Yeah. Thank you.
Council, we need a motion to pass the minutes from our last meeting, November 7th, 2024.
So moved. Second.
Mr. Merriman.
Yay.
Mr. Mattern.
Yay.
Dr. Scarpone.
Yay.
Mr. DiStefano.
Yay.
Mr. Spence. Yay. Mrs. Dameron.
Yay.
Is there anyone wishing to appear before council this evening? All right, moving along, I will turn it over to our solicitor for our ordinances and resolutions.
Ordinance number 2024-80, an ordinance providing for amending and revising the appropriations of expenditures for the Village of Wintersville for the calendar year 2024 and declaring an emergency.
Motion to suspend the rules on 2024-80.
Second.
Any questions? Mr. Merriman.
Yay.
Mr. Mattern.
Yay.
Dr. Scarpone.
Yay.
Mr. DiStefano.
Yay.
Mr. Spence. Yay. Mrs. Dameron.
Yay.
Motion to accept ordinance 2024-80.
Second.
Questions on it? Mr. Merriman.
Yay.
Mr. Mattern.
Yay.
Dr. Scarpone.
Yay.
Mr. DiStefano.
Yay.
Mr. Spence. Yay. Mrs. Dameron.
Yay.
Ordinance number 2024-81, an ordinance providing for amending and revising the appropriations of expenditures for the Village of Wintersville for the calendar year 2024 and declaring an emergency.
Motion to suspend the rules on 2024-81.
Second.
Any questions? No. Mr. Merriman.
Yay.
Mr. Mattern.
Yay.
Dr. Scarpone.
Yay.
Mr. DiStefano.
Yay.
Mr. Spence. Yay. Mrs. Dameron.
Yay.
Motion to accept ordinance 2024-81.
Second.
Any questions? Mr. Merriman.
Yay.
Mr. Mattern.
Yay.
Dr. Scarpone.
Yay.
Mr. DiStefano.
Yay.
Mr. Spence. Yay. Mrs. Dameron.
Yay.
And last is ordinance number 2024-82, temporary appropriations for the Village of Wintersville, Jefferson County, for the calendar year 2024. This is a first read.
All right, thank you, Jake. Moving on to our announcements. Village offices will be closed November 28th and 29th for Thanksgiving. Thursday trash will be picked up on Friday, November 29th. Residents, please be patient with our trash sanitation department that day. We will be around. It might not be as early as you would like. We will be around. We've had an extreme amount of calls after we asked for everyone's patience about leaves, so Again, we will get your trash. I know last year, I think Jesse and myself went and picked up trash at the end of the day, so somebody will get your garbage before midnight. I promise you. Wintersville's Christmas Parade will be December 8th at 4 p.m. Anyone wanting to be in the parade, please just contact the village office and ask for Tammy. Our Christmas lighting contest judging will start Saturday and Sunday. That's December 14th and December 15th. Council, if you guys could all email me, text me, whatever, get me your top three, and then we will announce at our last meeting of the year, the winners.
What was the date on that again?
It's on your paper.
14th and 15th.
No,
December.
I'm looking at the other one. You know what?
Sorry. The 14th and the 15th, sir.
Thank you, Gail.
Covered.
Sorry. All right, we got to get serious up here. Moving on to reports and communications, Mr. Lockhart.
Thank you, Mayor. Robert Lockhart, your representative to two agencies I'll discuss tonight. And I'll need about an hour and a half, but I'll cut it down to 2 minutes. That's what be half.
You got to go past at least. You got to hit 10 at least.
First meeting I went to was on Wednesday with BHJ. Principally, there's two parts of it. The first part was a memo of understanding between BHJ, State of Ohio, covering the purpose of the operation of the Metropolitan Planning Commission and the State of Ohio, their responsibilities, the activities they're concerned in, planning for the future, etc. It's a rather lengthy presentation, and I will not get into all of it other than synopsize what I just said. Next thing, most important, is the discussion of the Market Street Bridge. Principally, West Virginia and the Department of Transportation are going to be responsible for that bridge replacement and demolition of the old bridge in that. The part of Ohio and ODOT will be very limited, only to the point of when it comes over to our side in Ohio, there'll be some work that'll have to be addressed by ODOT concerning traffic flow, the overall operation of once it's placed in this area. It may not be here in Steubenville properly, like we have the current Market Street Bridge. Market Street Bridge, basically, though West Virginia has not said anything, the feeling is it's gone. There's no chance of rebuilding it. It's gone. There is a committee of Senator Weld from West Virginia, the Department of Transportation, a guy named Brian Carr, Executive Director of BHJ, and it's Mr. Thomas. He's a councilman over in West Virginia, Mike Perpaki, and there are some additional people on that executive committee that are going to look in the placement of the bridge. There is no timeline set with regard to the demolition of the Market Street Bridge at this time. You're looking at $87 million has been allocated to the bridge study, placement, all of the activity, design work, etc. And there's $87 million has to be utilized by not this date and 2027. The money must be expended. But the actual bridge replacement, construction, design, environmental, they project out to 2032. Talking a lot of years to go, and it's typical of the bridge down in Wellsville and the Veterans Bridge. It takes many years to get the darn thing up. In my opinion, a private entity, they probably could head it up in 3 or 4 years. But the government is slow in their process. But right now, that's the best I could offer you with regard to what BHJ has said concerning that. And it's strictly on a part of West Virginia and the federal government. I think it's a necessary item that we must have. And today, at a meeting I attended at Steel Valley, Mike Perprocky, director of BHJ, was there, and he indicated that those figures are pretty darn solid with regard to the dates. And he went into a lengthy discussion at BHJ meeting covering the bridge replacement. So with regard to that, I have to jump in next to a Steel Valley meeting I went to this afternoon at 4:30. And generally speaking, at the meeting, the overall expenses, the overall operation of Steel Valley is very good. They're solvent financially. The future with regard to receipt of federal funding, especially in connection with replacement of buses and et cetera. I'll get into that later. With regard to overall ridership, 8.9% increase from last year. Wintersville, 19.9%, which is still good. And Robertson Township is in the area of 46.8, I believe, in ridership. So that the overall press, well, Steel Valley is very happy with regard to the outcome of the levy. 54% of the people in the county passed support of it, and to the extent of 54% of the voting population, which is very good. And they were happy. It's a 10-year levy, so we're in good shape for that continued service. Now, with regard to the future, we're looking at potential 5 buses replacement, talking about $980 million for that. Additional needs with regard to completion of the new system down the road, and the funding needed is somewhere in the neighborhood of about $1,500,000. The only thing right now is that Tim Turner is waiting for some additional information from the entities that build the buses. And he's got one more to go before he consider putting a bid out for the new buses, and we need 5 of them. There was discussion with regard to this dire need of the buses that we have now, the 5. They have excessive usage. Number of years, 250,000 miles, but now we have buses up to 300,000 and 400,000 miles. But the maintenance department of Steel Valley is tremendous to keep these buses going. And there is some thought with regard to expansion consideration for the future to go west, because there is a need for services to people in the area from going all the way to Cambridge area, that far out, within the county now. But there's some areas in the county that has no service. One primary one is Toronto. Toronto people continually are trying to see if they can get a service up there, but they're getting no support with regard to their council, bottom line. It's a shame because they need the service, and we're looking to expand the service. At Peprocky at the time mentioned the fact that we have to continue the efforts we've endured for the last 5 years with regard to the service from Wheeling all the way to Robinson and Amazon. He commended us with regard to the service provided by this community. Other than that, the bus service is doing well. And the future looks bright with regard to that. The only thing we gotta hope for is to get something going with regard to West Virginia and what they can do regarding the placement of that Market Street. It wouldn't be bad for the initial site that it's at now, tear it down and put up a new one, but there's complications with regard to that on the Ohio side. So time will tell what happens there. I'll keep reporting as it develops. Any questions? Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Lockhart. Charlene?
I asked Bob to cover everything for me because I was over in half an hour late for the meeting because on my street, it was an ambulance and they wouldn't let no one down or no one up. So I missed part of the meeting, but he mainly covered everything for Still Valley. Thank you, everyone.
All right, thank you, Charlene. All right, moving on to the mayor's report. I want to start by thanking Mike Gill from ARM. He donated a diamond plate aluminum. It was for the cap on our leaf box. We want to thank him for donating that to us. It was worth hundreds of dollars. He wanted to help the village out, so we appreciate that. Also want to thank IWS, Wintersville Fire Department, Council President Randy Spence, Icebox Refrigeration, Captain Fabian. Everybody was involved yesterday, giving out 200 turkeys. Everything went very smooth besides the weather, but everything went well. We helped a lot of families yesterday, and we're going to be doing hams around Christmas time. So thank you, everybody, for helping. We did have some exciting news, as I'm sure most of you probably saw. Our pump house, the project that Jesse and I and our engineers and working with Steubenville, we did get 100% principal forgiveness for $650,000 to get that refurbished. So that'll allow us to get access from Steubenville and give us the access to actually give them water as well in case of an emergency. So hopefully we will hear, hopefully soon we will get some more details to give everyone. Right now we have not heard really anything back from the Ohio EPA at the moment, but good news all around, and that's what we know as of now. Mr. Mattern, I believe you asked about the Meadow Road water. We did have, Teddy's tested it multiple times, so we believe it is a spring. It obviously could be a very tiny water line break, but we are going to have a meeting and we're probably just going to dig it up, figure out what it is, and get it fixed here pretty soon, probably after Thanksgiving.
Spring would be nice. It's cold, you know?
Yeah,
It's cold.
yeah, and
So,
like I said, we've tested it now. There's no test for chlorine. That doesn't 100% mean it's not a water line break, but more than likely it's probably a spring.
I'll pass it along to residents. Thank you.
You're welcome. Lastly, council, may I have a motion to purchase our Christmas lunch for the employees not exceeding $1,000, and that luncheon will be Monday, December 23rd at noon. Council, you're all welcome. Obviously, we will have it up here, but may I have a motion for a no more than $1,000 for the employee luncheon for Christmas?
So moved.
Are you going to add in the gift cards to that?
I was going to do that next.
Or we just make one motion on one total amount?
Fine with me. All right, can I have a motion for that? And then we would need no more than $2,700 to do the $75 gift cards for each employee within the village. So it'd be a total of $3,700 at most.
I'll amend my motion to include the gift cards.
Second.
Any questions? Mr. Merriman?
Yay.
Mr. Mattern?
Yay.
Dr. Scarpone?
Yay.
Mr. DeStefano?
Yay.
Mr. Spence? Yay. Mrs. Dameron?
Yay.
Thank you, council. Appreciate it. That's all I have. I will turn it over to Jesse for the administrator's report.
Thank you, Mayor. I talked with, Teddy came in about 4:30, and he said that regarding Meadow Road, first week of December, they're going to dig it up and see for sure what it is. I didn't get a chance to tell you that. He's out with the guys. I'll tell you what's going on with that. Yesterday, we had training with Census Analytics regarding the new water meters. The gentleman came down from, I think, Massachusetts and trained the girls. I got some training on it. So we're moving forward with that. We're going to have more training with them in Core and Maine, getting set up with the web-based system. High Software, who's our billing company, is still working with Census meters on reading the meters, radio reads, computers, and all that. It's going well. It's going very good. We have 2 employees from Steubenville Water Department. They're working after hours to help us get these meters that are left that need installed. I think they were out for like an hour yesterday just to get started. They got 5 done. I think they're up for like 25 or 30 tonight. So Jimmy Jenkins, who's our operator record for water and sewer, suggested these gentlemen would be interested. So you'll see them in a village truck. They are insured and everything. No problems. Teddy is actually working with them as well. So it's going very well. All concrete work on North Avalon was completed. Meadowbrook catch basins are completed. I got a typo there. We're just waiting for Davis Enterprise, which the mayor told me next week. They're going to do the patch work and some other stuff that needs patched. Wilson Blacktop is going to be open till the first week of December. I originally called them to see what their schedule was, if they had anything available for like open, appointments. They were completely booked till the first of the year. I called company in Weirton. There's no call back. Barbicas, who did our stuff last year, Jared, who's the general manager, we kind of kept in touch. He was going to come down and give us a quote to do the patchwork. It was going to be expensive because they're coming from Akron. I couldn't get nobody to call me back, and everybody was kind of like booked up. But Davis had a few days that they guaranteed that they would do it. So that's all going to get done. Meadowbrook's going to get done. Avalon's going to get done. The other patchwork that we got to get done will get done. And there's probably some other places as well. There's a couple places on Garden Drive and Meadow. It's going to get completed as well. So for the past 12 months, Align HR, our policy and procedure company that we're working with, we're at our 12th month, and everything is pretty much done. So today I had a meeting with them, my bi-weekly meeting. So I provided them with an email with all the council members, the solicitor, police chief, police captain. You'll receive an email from them giving you access to the policy and procedure. It's the rough draft. And you can go in and read it at your leisure. You can look at it. You can add questions to it, comments to it. It'll automatically save. You'll see stuff when you start reading it that we've done over the past few months. And they'll answer the questions and have everything done. And then when it's all completed, hopefully we can have it passed by the end of the year. And I could roll out the new policy and procedure, and everybody will get it, and then we can move on with that. On the back, from the policy and procedure from Line HR is our employee evaluations that we're going to start using this year. I just did a basic, this is what it's going to look like, and it kind of explains how you fill it out and whatever. But this is going to be what we're going to do for each employee and supervisor, and me and the mayor if somebody wants to evaluate us as well. I'll have more information on that as we get closer. Next Wednesday, I have to sign with an insurance company. Our insurance, casualty insurance, property insurance is due. So I did a bid out. So I got McBain, came back with a bid of $106,090, and the other from Paul Associates at $96,292. Just want to make sure that it's good to check your insurance every few years, make sure that we're getting the best price. McBain's been with us for a long time. I have no problem with McBain. We use them a lot, and they're very receptive. Paul Associates out of Wheeling, a couple of the people there, they put a bid in. So I'm going to compare and make sure it's everything that we need from policy to policy, and then make a decision on that. That's basically all I really had at this point. If anybody's got any questions.
I have one question. So on this evaluation, is it done monthly or is it done
Yearly.
yearly? Okay.
Yes, it'll be done. There'll be a yearly evaluation, and then we can critique it as we go. If there's something we need to add or take out, we can do that. But this is a baseline, something that needs to happen.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Jesse, I got two things.
Yes.
One of them, it's a nice move on that pump house. It's nice to see two neighbors efforting together to benefit both communities. I think it's a very good move by you guys. Have we had any thought about Karen Drive and the long-term fix over there with that leak? It's happened a couple times. Have we?
Well, the engineers are going to do the entire village. I mean, it's going to figure out where to start after Caddis Road, basically on replacing water lines.
Do we have a time frame on when that eval might?
So every 5 years you do an asset management. They did it in 2017. So they're going to be doing another one here soon. And what we can do is we can sit down, and I had Tammy go through and
We have them all.
mark what breaks, how
Yeah.
many breaks we had and on what street. Now, RCAP or GLCAP, Great Lakes, it's our program that we use for all sewer, water, storm sewer lines and what they're located. You're supposed to, and it hasn't happened in years, you're supposed to go in and you can, when you have a water break, say you have a water break on Meadow Road in front of 200 Meadow Drive or whatever, you're supposed to put it on there. Well, they don't do that. People in the past didn't do it, regardless, whatever. So I'm updating that as well to mark that way. You can go down and just print it out and say, oh, okay, here's what we got. It's all taken care of. RCAP, it's nonprofit through Ohio, but the people that work there are awesome. The one gentleman with the lead line inventory saved me hours and hours and hours of work because he knew exactly what we needed to do to get that submitted to the EPA, and I'm forever grateful for that. So 58% of our roads or our water lines are from 1955. And there's 38 that are from 1990 or whatever. I'll get you a printout for next week or next council meeting. And we're gonna have to sit down and say, okay, here's what road we need to start with. Start with the road that's the worst, with the worst breaks versus the pavement and stuff like that, and we'll have to come up with a plan, and we can all get involved in that. But yes, that will all be with Quixel Engineering or whatever engineering we decide to go with to find out where we're going to start. And the reason why we started with Caddis Road is it's a main line. That's you want to start with a main line if you're going to replace water. If you start with your laterals, you're going to have blowouts. This is from what I was told and what I've learned. So that's our start with the road needing paved. We'll find out next month if we got the project. And then we can say, okay, we'll go and move on to whatever street we need to move on to. Let's say Meadow Road is we got breaks everywhere. Meadow and Garden, we'll get that. Start with the project then.
Thanks for your update. Welcome back, Jesse.
You're welcome. Thank you.
I got a question about, I see we're having additional help to finish up the water meter project. How many water meters are outstanding?
Well, right now we're at about 120, but when we did the training yesterday. There was like meters that weren't reading right. The strength was low. Some meters were not working correctly. So you're going to have, let's say, probably out of 1,800, you might have 100 meters that just need like maybe readjusted or something like that. So we're averaging about 120. Right now, Teddy and the guys are doing Meridian Green, doing the rest of West Church Street. We're doing, he did a couple apartments, so he's getting that all taken care of. And one other thing is what we've come up with is on the water, when we do the, when Tina does the delinquent water notice or the shut off, myself and Teddy went out one day. We had probably, I don't know, like 20 of them. It took us 4 hours to just put a letter in the door. Nobody answered the door. But the point is we wasted 4 hours of gas and 4 hours of two people's jobs to put out a letter that nobody really reads. So I said, is this really feasible? I says, you know that you have to pay your water every 30 days. We all know that. Tina sends a delinquent notice. You're due. What she did took her 8 hours to get the letters all drawn up. I says, we just got to be an easier way. So we got rid of the shut-off letter day. You know that you didn't pay your bill. And we've had success with people paying their bill or whatever. So that saved us a lot of money because you had me and Teddy going around, and it serves no purpose. But we do send a reminder, you're going to be delinquent, you need to pay on this date or it's going to be shut off. Everybody knows it. We're also having an issue where some of these older houses that people have moved on, people are buying it, the meters are in the house. They're not answering the door. You can't find a curb box because it's so old and whatever. So I talked with Teddy and I says, well, whatever our frequent people are that don't pay, that don't have a pit meter, what we're going to do is next year we're going to start putting pit meters in these areas, which in a perfect world, pit meters are the way to go because you control the water 100%. So that way people are not paying their water. We can shut them off at the pit meter. So roughly it's going to pay for itself. So we're coming up with plans there because people are trying to go against the system and not pay their water.
So, okay, so of the 120 that we have left to change out, of those 120, have they all contacted and set a date for this to be changed?
Not most of them, no. Because what we're doing is the ones that are pit meters, we're going out and getting done. So we're going through the list, and there might be like probably, let's say, 60 of them that are just pit meters. We don't need, those are just ones we just haven't got to yet. We go out and get them done, don't need an appointment because they're out in the yard or wherever, we get them taken care of. So what we're going to do after that is start knocking at doors, and then we can go and start shutting them off. And then we'll be done.
Right, because I don't want to have, a handful of people holding up the whole village for online paying.
No, they're not going to hold them up. It's not going to hold up. We fulfilled our obligation to OPWC with 1,550 meters. The 300 and some that we bought are what we're responsible for that they didn't put into the project. So what we're going to do is the people that are not or are not calling or whatever, we'll shut them off. We'll come up with Jake and I will come up with a solution on that. We talked about a monthly fine, and that'll be taken care of. It's going to get taken. What's going to happen is everybody's going to get online, start paying their bills, start doing that. Those people will be shut off. And whatever money they don't want to pay, if they don't, it'll be assessed to their taxes, but they're going to pay because they're living there. So it's not going to hold up.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. That's all I have, Mayor.
Thank you, Jesse.
Thank you.
Moving on. Unfinished business.
Yeah, I'll go back to the water thing you was talking about. I think it was a few meetings ago we talked about putting fines on. So we ever thought about that?
Yeah, we thought about, doing like maybe possibly like $100 a month, if you don't call or get your meter on by a certain time, we'll do a $100 fine. The second month, then we can, go through the process and then we just shut you off. you
But
know.
if these people are paying their bill, I mean, I can really shut them up because they don't want to upgrade. That's kind of a
Yeah,
sticking point I'm going to look into.
right.
Because they're still paying their water, but they just don't want to take 10 minutes out of their time and let
Correct.
you change it. So they're still paying their bills.
Yeah, they're still paying their bill, they just don't want to call in. And once you shut them, once you say, listen, that's our property, we have to have our property back, and we're going to swap you out. And, Jake's looking into more research on that as well, to make sure we do it legally.
Thank you.
Okay, on unfinished business, I don't know if it was mentioned at the last meeting or not, but I wanted to recognize, didn't M&A Concrete come and fix the sewer that a semi-collapsed, one of the new ones that they put in?
Yeah, it just happened actually this past week by the hair salon. The semi-truck ran it over that they already fixed, and they came back and fixed it with no charge to us.
That's great. And Jesse wasn't here last meeting. I was going to bring up, do we have any plans for the building on Leonard for 2025?
Since, we paid our taxes on that again, that's our building, and I talked to Randy Clapham earlier this year about what their goal was, what they were going to do, because we now have an agreement with Buckeye Pump to come up and check all the pumps, the 26 or 28, 27 pumps for the sewer department, for the lift stations. They pull them every year, check them. It's a $15,000. It was $15,000 for this year, which they pulled every pump themselves. They got every serial number, checked everything, anything that needed fixed, they went and fixed it. So it just come to the time that we're moving on to where these pumps are newer. They're not. We're starting to get back stock. We want to have that and everything. It's just, we're just coming to the point where we're just ready to move on, and take the building and decide what we want to do with it. Which we own it. It's a good building, and I'm going to talk to Randy about first of the year start getting their stuff out.
Okay, thank you.
'Cause they don't pay no rent or not. I don't think they pay rent or anything like that.
They do not.
Okay.
Anybody else for unfinished business? All right, moving on to new business.
I got two things. I believe we're going to take over the plowing of School Street now, next to the school on Fernwood, because that street's going to be opened up, correct?
That's a Jake question.
We will be eventually taking that over. I've been in contact with their attorneys. I was in contact with them today. They're still working on getting their proposal together. Whenever they get their stuff all aligned, as far as they wanted, the one group of attorneys asked the other group to get together a lot of information, a lot of stuff we're basically doing on other street dedications. They wanted to get surveys. They wanted to get property descriptions of every single house on the block there, and they got to get them all to sign off. I've given them our little document that we created that's going to let them all sign off on, all the homeowners will sign off on the dedication, and then they'll come to council, and there will be they're not going to come to council, they'll come to a planning commission first. Whenever they're ready, they're going to contact me, and then I'm going to tell Tammy to schedule a planning commission meeting, at which point it's my understanding that they're going to ask for a few variances on the road, which it'll be up to the planning commission to make that, either recommend accepting that or denying it, and then once they do so, we'll get up here, and then, we're going to take it over. From what I understand, we've already had discussions, I think Jesse has, with the sanitation department and the fire department. There's no problems with us taking that on as a street, and the variances, we don't anticipate any problem with the variances either. So,
The reason why I ask is that because of the weather, it's starting to snow, and I noticed that the road was still blocked off, so I didn't know if, we were on.
until-
In the short term, we are not plowing that.
until we get the street dedicated, we would not be, I don't think we should take over.
No.
Okay. And anything in the pipeline for the PNC Bank location on Main Street? I saw them unloading some stuff out of there the other day. I didn't know if we had Anything, any rumors or anything that may take over that building?
Maybe a few rumors that a couple people are interested. I'm not sure exactly what the one business is. Another business would possibly be leaving Steubenville, is all I've heard. So that's all I know. Again, just speculation.
That's all I got.
We had a Seven Ranges meeting last Wednesday, and really nothing happened, right? We just had the temporary appropriations to close out '24, and they sent out a 2025 budget, so nothing going on there. Was Captain Fabian able to reach out with that topic I brought up to you guys' attention? Do you know if he made contact? If not, that's fine. I'll give you guys a call tomorrow.
Let me look at this email. Refresh my memory here. Yes, he did.
He did, thank you.
Yes.
Greatly
Yep. Sorry, I did not
Nope, that's-
email you back
hey,
on
you're
that.
busy. You're busy. Multitasking. Last thing I had was happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Coming to close the year out, but happy Thanksgiving to all you guys.
Yeah. Anybody else for new business?
Happy Thanksgiving and be safe out there.
Anybody else? Anybody good? All right. Obviously, we did the transfers. We would need a motion to pay the bills.
So moved. Second.
Mr. Merriman?
Yay.
Mr. Mattern?
Yay.
Dr. Scarpone?
Yay.
Mr. DeStefano?
Yay.
Mr. Spence? Yay. Mrs. Dameron?
Yay.
Need a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Merriman?
Yay.
Mr. Mattern?
Yay.
Dr. Scarpone?
Yay.
Mr. DeStefano?
Yay.
Mr. Spence? Yay. Mrs. Dameron?
Yay.
Our next meeting will be Thursday, December 5th, 2024 at 7 p.m. This meeting is adjourned. Thank you.